The new movement, DjDrewski, hanging out with Tribal Tone. They have pulled up to the new movement.
What up?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4, yeah.
Right? Who are we missing?
So we're missing DR.SKAR.
DR.SKAR. He's doing doctor work right now. He couldn't make it. But you guys are here. You pulled up. You played me some joints. Very impressed by not just the sound, but the energy that's coming across, the different tones in each one of your voices. Explain to new people that are watching what Tribal Tone is and how it even started.
So Tribal Tone basically started between me and my partner here, and it was like where we started Tribal Tone Production, which is gonna be our company name. And basically it started out, we met in high school, and it turns out, long story short, we were like connected through the stars. We felt like our families were like mad tight, but anyways.
Let me interrupt that.
Good.
So tight that his mother and my grandmother used to sew wedding dresses back in the day.
Wow.
So it's deep.
Before birth, before you,
And then like we met randomly in high school because I was just like, I think that's a friend right there. Like, but anyways, so for a minute, like, we immediately bonded off the music. He plays guitar. Always been really sick with guitar and stuff. And I used to play a little bit back then too. And then I always knew just like, I gotta make music with this dude. Like we gotta do something. There's something. And then I finally got him to like get into it. And I was just like, all right, but like everyone expects us to be rock stars. Be fucking rap stars, bro.
Right. Which rap stars are today's rock stars.
Basically, yeah.
Right? If you think about the Travis Scotts of the world and just like.
They're on the whole, it's like a whole star level that's like.
We like to rage too, definitely.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about what you got going on individually too. Like you got some real rock star festival shit. But okay, so then how does the other two get it,
So basically, so we got everything, but basically COVID happened, and like that was our opportunity. Finally, because when you get older, it's hard to do things,
You're right, life is in a way.
Yeah, exactly. You got responsibilities, you got shit you got to do, so it's like, makes it hard to put time and effort into, but at the end of the day, we're just doing it for a passion project. And I bought some equipment that got us to start recording, started making some songs. And that's when he pulled up his cousin pulled up, because he was always a rhymer. We always used to like cypher. We were on his roof. Like the first time I met his cousin, we were on his roof and he's just spitting mad fucking philosophical.
Right.
Damn, dude. It was like, I was always confident in myself as a writer, but I was like, yo, I'm fucking up. Like I
gotta step my shit up.
Yeah. So then, and then later down the line, he works at the same company as him, and then they met. Like, I think you could take that. Yeah.
So basically, I heard some like Rihanna, Chris Brown, Usher type of shit playing. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought my phone was going off, and then it stopped. Then it picked up again, and lo and behold, it was this man just singing. And I'm like, damn, bro, I didn't even. Just blew me away, and that's it. I try to bring out more and more inspiration from him. But
so you guys are working together, but didn't know you did music.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that just you never played your records for him.
No.
That just happened.
Right.
When you're a singer, it just comes out of you.
Yeah. Anywhere you're at, it should just bust into song. So now, all 4 of you decide, okay, we're gonna start this crew.
Yeah. So basically, I heard him, and I was like, that's our secret.
We need that.
Yeah. Weapon right there, son. Like, and I was like, no, we got something. And I grew up in the time of like LimeWire. So like, I had older brothers, and like I grew up with like 90s era, golden era hip hop. Big Pun, Gangstar, Mobb Deep, Nas, all the heavy hit, Wu-Tang, and like, not only was I exposed to that, but because of LimeWire, we had like our playlist had like 10 songs.
Right.
It was like it just had
over the place, all over
everything. So, but yeah, so it basically got me in a mode where like I just never want to limit, and we've tried to make sure that we don't limit ourselves. Like we're definitely bringing that authentic hip hop, alternative hip hop. That's the brand I like to push, but we try to do a little bit.
Right. Even down to the roots, the Latin roots.
Yeah, we got some
Latino gang in the building. Yeah.
Actually said the key word. That's our next project, the Roots.
Oh, it's called the Roots.
Yeah. We didn't even tell you that. That's how you know the collective's in the room, man.
So for that project, is it gonna be heavily Latin music on it, or?
There's definitely gonna be some Latin undertones.
I just meant roots by like, you know, going back to the heritage.
Right.
Whatever that really is, it's Hispanic, but I meant more like
Just-
the instruments as well.
right,
Congas, bongos.
A lot of live instruments.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because when I was listening to some of the records and I asked, yo, who's producing it? And you were like, nah, he's kind of orchestrating the whole thing down to the ad-libs and sound effects in the background.
I call him the sound surgeon.
Right.
Pulls out the scalpel and he.
Is there ever times though where you gotta kind of like, I don't want to say flex on each other, but like say you go first,
Yeah.
and now he goes, and now it's like, oh shit.
Bro, you already
I gotta
know
re-record
iron
my part.
sharpens iron, bro. You already know.
That's the nice way to put it. But
Nah,
does that happen often? Because there was one record, I think you went last.
Right.
Where you just went ape shit crazy. Like. And I'm like, I don't know, was he trying to shit on his man? Like,
I mean, we felt
that too. I think we felt that too one time.
I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm on this, son. Nah.
competition.
right, of course.
It's like, oh,
That rivalry, it's always good to, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that rivalry is always good to have because it keeps you on your shit. You know, I have a secret rivalry with his cousin, DR.SKAR.
Right.
Like, he doesn't
not
know
a secret no more.
It's not a secret anymore. Now you know, but like literally, I was just like, yo, every time he pull up with something, I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta fucking top this shit. Nah, fuck that. Like, and honestly, I gotta thank him for that because I've only gotten better because he's inspired me. I've only gotten better because he's inspired. Because he's
We give each other a lot of constructive criticism for sure in our music. You know, what we think could be better, what can change, and stuff like that, just to try to make the songs better and whole.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're all our own biggest fans. It's like I want him to succeed.
Of course, he wins, you win. It works like that.
You know, for sure.
So in less than like 5 years, there's already 2 albums out.
Yeah.
The last one is called
So the one that recently
Queens
came out was
Renaissance.
Queens Renaissance, and then the one before that, Money, Prayers, and Madness. That was our first.
What's the like behind Queens Renaissance? What is the whole?
So Queens Renaissance, I would say that again, we want to take it back to that like authentic, real hip hop. Just a lot of the stuff out there now, it's like it all starts sounding the same. There's a lot of auto-tune, it's a lot of effects, it's a lot of gimmicks, it's a lot of trends to follow, and it's like we're trying to create something timeless. We're trying to do something that don't matter what era you're in, you're gonna listen to it and be like, oh shit, I fucking feel that.
Right.
So that's definitely like what we're aiming for when it comes to what we're doing with the music.
Now, outside of the crew, you're all individually doing music as well.
Right. Well, basically, we're like our own label, but he's managing.
I kind of had this idea.
Right.
Kind of had this idea that on the way with showing Tribal Tone, we might as well show our own catalogs at the same time.
Right.
Still be united, but try to build more revenue.
To give the people something to see on our own personality. You know what I mean? To see what we can do individually in our style individually as together, as
Right,
as
right.
we're doing it together, basically.
So is there a project coming with just you, like individually?
Yeah, we all got our own solo albums coming out.
Okay, so it's a lot of work being done.
Yeah. We have bro. We got hundreds of songs.
Right. Well, clearly, because shout out to 7, because he said you submit about 40 out of your 100 to his show.
Yeah.
Which I always find dope because as artists, you're allowing someone to listen and critique it and give feedback. Where a lot of times artists are like very protective of their music and like, no, if I feel like it's dope, then it's dope. Right. Where you're like, nah, here, throw this up there on the.
Yeah, we want all the feedback. You know what I mean? We definitely want the feedback. We want to know if it's good, if it's not good, whatever the case may be. It just makes you a better artist at the end of the day. And you know what I mean? Our music does come from us and our style and whatever the case may be. And some people may not like it, some people do. But it's authentic to us, and we like it. You know what I mean? We like it.
I also feel like there's some music out there that could be your shit. Your jam, someone else doesn't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. That's their shit, you know.
Right.
That's actually like really was at the conception of the whole idea for tribal tone. I mean, you know, we gotta pay our roses to obviously Wu-Tang. They were one of the first to really do it, the group together. And unfortunately, they all had different visions, but we come together with the same vision. And most of
Right.
yeah, you know, before he goes, it's bound to clash at some point. But that was always definitely the goal, is to cast a wide net so you could capture all audiences, all demographics.
Right.
Like he appeals to like R&B and soul. Like I appeal to more like conscious rap. He appeals to like, you know, the younger generation.
There's the pretty boy. You got a dimple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The dimple right there.
He cleans up good.
That's a few streams right there.
He's with the program more than me.
Right.
I'm not here just, you know.
Yeah, you being you. Like you're you, and that's what's unique about it. Everyone is.
And then, like I said before, DR.SKAR, he brings that '90s era. Just you, as soon as you hear him, you're like, I fucking know what that is.
Right.
I know it. He brings that 80-20 because he makes it his own, but he allows for that 20 to sink in, where it's like, you know.
Right. Before we started the interview, we were in the studio. You were about to mention, working with 4 different sounds and 4 different personalities.
Going back to how Wu-Tang fell apart, could you imagine trying to deal with 11 different egos and I could barely deal with us 4, you know? So I could only imagine what this man was trying to establish. He did a hell of a job, but you know, it's hard to get these guys in the same room.
Right.
He lives in PA. He just had a baby. My cousin just had a baby. We all got our own lives.
Right.
You know, I could count on my hand how many times I had them in the same room. As you can see right now, there's only 3 of us.
Still missing.
Yeah.
So it's tough to, especially in, you know, trying to start a family.
Right.
100%.
I think at the end of the day, if we weren't true to the fact that we want to make music because we want to make dope music,
Exactly.
you know, if we were chasing the money, if we were chasing the glam, if we were it's not the same when you're just doing it for the love and the passion of it, you know, because that becomes the labor of your love. Like it's like it don't matter what you have going on in your life. This is like this is your sanctuary.
That's the escape
from
the reality.
Exactly, and it's something to call your own that you feed and it's what you put into it.
Right.
And honestly, like a lot of these cats, you know, they think they write a couple songs, this, that, and they think they're gonna pop off. It's like, bro, there's a fucking company. It takes 5-10 years to just maybe make a splash.
Right.
You know, like, and nowadays you have to have many hats. You can't just be, I'm a dope MC and that's it. It's like, this is the age of the independent artist, and like we find like there's less of the middleman and more power in the hands of the artist to be like, all right, I gotta be my own marketer. I gotta be my own manager. I gotta put in the work. I gotta make content. It's not just, I'm gonna put the song together and that's it. You expect it's all work. It's a grind, man. And it takes years.
And like you said, it's a business, and people don't realize doing it on your own how expensive certain things
could
be.
Fail.
Right. Right. It's just like investing into a business.
And anything else, exactly.
Right. But you're doing it, and you're here today to talk about.
We're taking a stab.
Talk about this shit. 2 projects already out. Roots is coming. We just found that out. We got the title for that. Do you know how many records are on Roots? Like, have you?
Try to keep it under 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Sometimes we can't.
Yeah, usually it surpasses that, but.
So the process right now is just like sending the records to one another and recording.
So basically, his spot is the studio. That's the church. That's where we go, and you know he'll come with a beat, or he'll come with something. I'll come with something. He'll be like, yo, I got a fire beat for the you 3, or I got a fire beat for you 2, and like, and we work around that, and it's just basically just spitball ideas to each other, you know. And we
I got a whole concert in my head. Just try to envision the shit.
Yeah, man, it's exciting to see where it's gonna go, because just from hearing the music, it's refreshing. Like from the first record you played, I'm like, yo, it's dope to hear or feel hip hop in that way from new artists, which you would be considered new artists and just new music, but to still feel like, people are still paying attention, still producing this type of music and on a quality level. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Bro, that means the world to us, bro.
Cause I know, no. I'm as a fan, as a listener, it's like, all right, dope. Like,
Appreciate
a
it.
fan of hip hop, fan of the roots. It's like to hear you guys doing that, where you could be doing other stuff, right? But yeah, you gotta embrace every moment. Shout out to Seven for.
That's my brother right there, Big Sev. Shout out to Big Sev right there. Y'all don't even know if you got Big Sev in your corner.
But even that, right? Even that sometimes, especially in our world,
Yeah.
a small cosign could go a long way too. So to have someone who's respected to just even reach out and co-sign it, like,
Exactly.
right?
Absolutely, 100%, man.
And what we doing in our world, that's a big thing, right? So just for him to do it tells me like, yo,
He's not gonna waste his time. He's not gonna waste.
exactly. Videos, we spoke about that. We need some videos. So I'm putting the pressure on you guys now.
Yeah.
On camera to let's get some visuals. And like you said, I know
with it.
life is lifing. Life is lifing, and
Yeah.
but we gotta get it done.
Oh, for sure. Nowadays, if you ain't got the visual with the music, you
Even if there's babies in their hands.
Yeah. Bring the babies. I'll do it. Bring the babies to work. Bring the baby. We'll go to PA and shoot it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, drop the IGs and how they could tap in with the music. I don't know if there's a website yet.
Definitely. So you can find all our music on all platforms, whether Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your music, you can find us. Tribal Tone. We, as mentioned before, the projects are Queens Renaissance, Money, Prayers, and Madness. And if you want to tap into us on IG, you can tap in at tribal.tone. My personal is at Komu. All right, it's got like 6 zeros, 1.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh, right.
Alternate universe you have going on.
Yeah.
But you created a character behind the music.
Yes. So my idea was, I gotta tell you, I never expected to make a single dollar off of music. For me, it was just like, I just want to give back because music was always there for me in my darkest times. I don't say it lightly, like it really did save my life. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for knowing that there was other people out there that felt and were thinking about the things that I felt and thought about. Right. And so kind of the idea for Komu came in with the music at the same time. And in my head, I was like, this is how I'm gonna do it. Music's gonna be for free, but if you like Komu, you think it's dope, I got a whole fucking Star Wars universe type shit for it. And that's where my money's gonna be, if anything, Right. I just wanna create something cool that was, contemporary, that everybody would like, and then it just sees like figurines, stickers, posters. It just, yeah, man, like that's where the business is, So hopefully I'm hoping that I make some headway and I could get that project out there. So it's all in the works for sure. Yeah.
No, just for the anime fans out there, because the world's full of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Either they're adults or young kids.
Yeah.
People fuck with
Kid
anime.
adults. They're all like 30, 40, but they stay kids. He's how do you tap in?
Yeah, IG, is there?
Oh, tap in, yeah. ODL 1142. Yeah, ODL will pop up. Only ODL out there.
Got you.
Luie the Tone. Tap
Tone.
in on it.
His is at Luie_the_tone. And that's how you get to him directly.
Is that where tone comes in? With or just
It just happened like that. Yeah. I mean,
Luie the Tone is basically like, I'm Luie. The tone's coming from like the different things I'm capable of doing in music.
Right.
The different styles I'm able to do. So that's where that came from.
Swiss Army knife, bro.
I heard it.
I like all types of music. I'm into it. I'm into R&B. I'm into hip hop heavy. I like country. I do listen to country music, and I do have some country stuff just laying, laying in the folder somewhere. But and I plan on doing a little bit of that, like pop and stuff like that. Not full pop, but like alternative pop, R&B.
He's making EDM records, bro.
Yeah, dude. So
no
it's
ceiling.
we're definitely we definitely touch all corners. We
Yeah,
try
right.
to.
Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with us.
I appreciate you having
Okay. The next time you pull up, the doctor has to pull up.
Definitely,
You know
definitely.
that?
Yo, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of course.
man. Thank you.
Anytime. We out.
Alright.
New movement, DJ
New
Drewski.
movement. Tribal Tone, NYC, Queens. Check
Peace.
this out.